Guys, thanks again for coming back to In the Kitchen with Caitlin. I'm here today with Cara Kovacs.
And I am the Stylephile.
The Stylephile fashion blogger.
That's right.
And we're also making some decadent sweets today in the name of fall goodness. Now, I know everyone's pumpkin crazy, but my favorite thing about fall is apples.
I'm an apple person too.
Apples. I mean, I don't hate pumpkin. There's a lot of great things about pumpkin, but I feel like there's pumpkin overload right now the past like 2 years. Like there's always been a lot of things with pumpkin, but I feel like Trader Joe's and a lot of other major grocery chains have just exploded it into everything you could think of with pumpkin in it. So I wanted to strike out and be different and do a fun apple focaccia. So it's like a dessert bread. Because I mean, who doesn't love carbs and sugar
and
together and cheese? It's like a dessert pizza
It's all my
fiesta.
favorite food groups.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, everything that's delicious is in this, and we're pairing it with a nice bourbon apple ginger cocktail. You know, so you can warm up with that special someone, feeding each other dessert.
Today, that can be you.
Exactly. Feeding them that sweet, decadent dessert and sipping your bourbon cocktails. So if you're ready for that and it sounds good to you, let's get started. First, we're going to do 2 cups of flour. And we're going to do 2 teaspoons of just baking powder. Okay. And you got to be really precise because it's baking. Otherwise, the dough might not do what you want it to, and that's not no bueno. I like a lot of Spanglish. I know, like, a little bit.
I mean, I can try to keep up, but I took French.
See, I don't know anything of French, and
maybe
I need
some
to learn.
French recipes?
Yes. We actually have covered some French recipes.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. So a teaspoon of salt. All right. So that's that, and you can start
Put me to
whisking
work.
that.
Cool.
And I'll get some water. So we're gonna get a cup of water. All right.
I'm really good at whisking stuff.
That's why we enlisted you. You know.
A very important job.
Seriously. All right. So, and now I'm gonna switch you over to a spoon though.
Okay.
Because it's the whisk is not going to work anymore.
True.
So now that you've whisked, I can speak. I know
Spanglish. Just went over this.
We just went over my Spanglish abilities, and I'm slowly going to incorporate this. So start stirring it. Yeah, we're making some dough.
I'm really excited to knead the dough.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like you can get all your aggressions out from a rough week just making some focaccia. I love making bread this time of year. I love making bread. I make several different types of bread. This one is fun though because there's some dessert element to it as well.
So what do you add to it that makes it a focaccia like instead of a bread?
Well, there's no yeast.
Okay.
It's just baking powder, and then there's the oil
Cool.
that we're gonna use when we're kneading it.
Because I've never made focaccia before, but it's one of my favorite kinds of bread.
I make a lot of focaccia because you don't have to wait for the yeast to rise in the recipe that I use. So it's kind of like a denser, flatter focaccia, like something that you would make a sandwich out of maybe.
Yeah.
Without, like a thinner, a smaller sandwich, not like I've seen like monster sandwiches on focaccia, which I think are also awesome. But
yeah.
This is like my quick focaccia that I like to make at home when I started making bread one time when I came home from running practice and it was too late to go out and buy bread. This is the thing, it's too late in New York, but I was too lazy and tired from my run. And and I had all the ingredients to make bread. So clearly it's so much easier to go and make some bread after you just ran 9 miles.
You're the only person on earth who's like, making bread is so much easier than like walking 500 feet.
I am. So I came home and I made bread. And I'm like, oh, that was so fun. And then for like the rest of marathon training, I would come home on Tuesday nights after my runs in the park and make a different kind of bread.
That's really fun.
Yeah, so that was a thing. So this is one of the kinds of bread that I would make. And it
Okay.
got me excited because I'm like, it's fall bread time.
You know, every fall it's like I'm trying to like eat my weight in carbs so I can get like an extra layer of fat to keep me insulated until March.
You need that now with the polar vortices.
I think it's
true.
because I'm from Florida and I don't understand seasons.
That'll do it. That'll make it rougher on you, for sure. For
It's
sure.
like they're pretty new to me. I never know what I'm doing. Am I doing a good job?
You're doing an excellent job.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So now let's
Oh, should I take off my jewelry?
let's
It's over here.
de-accessorize a little bit. And we're gonna start working on our dough. Okay.
I never take off my jewelry.
No. Never?
I feel naked now.
Even when you sleep?
It just makes me feel fancy.
I mean, it looks fancy. I love it. I think
Thank
it's
you.
great. Yeah, I love your stuff. So we're gonna need some bread.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So
Pound
when,
it out.
So when we need it, we can chat.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah. So you see, it's how it keeps a form. That's what we want.
Are you going to teach me like
Yeah.
proper kneading technique? Is there anything
Yeah.
particular I need to know how to do?
Yeah. Well, before we add some, so we're gonna add a little olive oil,
Okay.
just like a little bit, because we want it to lube up. For this kind of bread. For other breads, you would like flour everything.
Yeah.
But for this one, that's not the kind of bread it is. So you,
Smells good.
yeah, you want to like fold it into each other. Yeah, it's gonna be sticky, but now it's gonna get greasy.
Okay.
All right. So while we do this, tell me a little bit about the Stylephile.
The Stylephile is a personal style blog. I started it in September of 2013. So actually, it's our 1-year anniversary.
Yay!
Yeah, it's a good time to be on In the Kitchen with Caitlin.
Yay!
I started.
Happy 1 year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I started it because I was fashion writing for this website, junebug.com, and they were sending me to Fashion Week. And I'd purchased a really expensive camera with the intention of blogging like 6 months prior, but never got around to it. And when I found out I was going to Fashion Week, I was like, okay, done. I want to photograph this experience, even if it's just for me. I didn't have like any intentions with it, except that I liked reading other girls' blogs and I wanted to participate in that community. And I think it's a really fun community to be a part of. And then it just kind of took off. Like I would go to events and you know, I kept writing, and now it's I don't know, it's like my number one love. Like
Yeah. I mean,
I left grad school 3 months ago, and
Congrats.
I'm like, thank you, and I'm like trying to just work on it and do it full time. So I basically just showcase my daily style like most other bloggers. I mean, and I think one of the big things in this industry is that it's pretty saturated. There are a lot of us, but everybody has a unique sense of style. So I show mine, and you can shop my closet, and I try to be a lot more budget conscious than I think some of the other girls out there. Not that that's a good or bad thing. It's just a reality of my wallet and a lot of other people's wallets who I think want to participate in the community.
right.
And yeah, I mean, it's just really, it's a fun way for women to dictate modern trends, like not from a magazine, and to see what other girls in other cities and countries are wearing, and what girls in your city are wearing, and where they're shopping, and where they're finding deals, and where the sample sales are. And I don't know, it's fun. I love it.
Awesome. All right, so we've just greased this beautiful pan, and I am going to get our dough in there, and my lovely assistant Cara is going to pound it down in there.
Okay.
All right. You might want to put some olive oil on your hands, actually.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah. So otherwise it's going to stick
Okay.
a lot, because it's a very sticky dough. Very, very sticky. Which is good. That's the kind of bread we're making. That's the base. So what you want to do is you want to pound it
Yeah.
so that it covers the whole pan.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to like touch every single edge. That's okay.
Okay.
And you just don't want there to be any holes. And if there is, just pinch it closed.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, is
so
that-
just like pound it with your fingers. Like just
Okay,
push
yeah.
finger indentations into it, like how you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And you could stick your fingers in, like.
Sorry, I was trying to be dainty.
No. Don't be dainty with this. Like, really be firm with it.
Okay.
Not, yeah, like you want those fingered holes, like not holes, but dents,
Okay.
like this kind of. So, foodition.
Yeah.
Food-based tradition. What is your foodition?
I've got to say it's my mom's Jewish cooking.
Okay.
Which sorry.
No, don't smooth it. We want it to be.
Oh.
You want the ridges. Yeah.
So just.
Yeah. Fingerprints, like legit.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Jewish and I'm actually vegetarian, but
a vegetarian Jew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a unique thing? I don't know.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it must make being kosher easier.
Well, I don't keep kosher. I'm not a good Jew.
Okay.
I'm just Jewish.
I'm not God.
Actually, you know what? It's probably really. It's easy to keep kosher because I don't eat meat, so you're right.
You
so
don't
I am kosher, but not on purpose.
Right. I mean, you don't have to be hardcore kosher to respect the anyway, back to you. So your mom's Jewish cooking. What specifically something?
Okay, so Jewish cooking doesn't usually lend itself to being vegetarian, and like I don't know if you go to any of the big delis in New York, like Katz's or whatever, it's like pastrami sandwiches and gefilte fish and nasty weird speckled meat liver stuff, but. She makes like this amazing stuff every time I go home. I need her to make it. I've tried to make it. I use the same recipe. She'll email it to me. Like I just can't do it like her. So it's called kugel.
Oh, kugel.
Yeah, I love kugel.
Okay. Tell people at home who might not know what kugel is.
So kugel is like it's like sweet Jewish lasagna because it's like baked. It's pasta bake with fruit and cottage cheese. Like it's. Actually, when I list the ingredients, it probably doesn't sound very appetizing at all because you put like pineapple and cottage cheese and brown sugar with egg noodles and you bake it into this like delicious...
It's very Eastern European. It's delicious.
It's so good. So she makes that and she makes kasha, which is like it's probably now it should become trendy because it's kind of like quinoa. It's like a barley.
Oh, okay.
Mixed, it's called kasha varnishka, and she makes it with little bow tie pastas and caramelized onions.
Ooh.
She just makes like the best Jewish food, and anytime I have had kugel or kasha somewhere else, it's just not as good as hers.
Now that we've put our dough to the side, we're going to attack our apples. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is peel apples.
Okay.
Okay, and that's
attack them.
I like to use really active words.
Pound, attack.
Yeah. So we're gonna pound it out. So here I'm gonna show you just a little, so that you wanna do it away from you.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You're not the first guest to do this. People's instinct, apparently, I mean, I just do it like it's like riding a bicycle, is not to not to peel things away from them. And it's so dangerous to not peel it away from you because this way you're not gonna like peel your skin off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we want that.
You want to tuck in your fingers. No, that's bad. And you're gonna peel away from you, okay?
I mean, I've peeled an apple before, but yeah, I don't do it the right way, huh?
No, but that's why you're here on In the Kitchen with Caitlin, because then everyone learns something new, including the folks at home. So now you guys should know for sure by now, if you've been watching, the right way to peel things. So really quickly, I'm gonna just cut the bottom off this apple now a little bit. All right. And so then what I'm going to do is I have a mini mandolin. They're so cute.
I've never used one of those.
Yeah. And then what you do is you just run it up and down.
Fancy.
And we get these beautiful little pieces of apple. Okay. And they're circular right now, so we're going to like cut them a little bit more. But right now, this is about the thickness because we're gonna do a sour cream based apple pie filling.
I love sour cream.
Me too. Everything is better with dairy involved. I personally believe.
I've like had a lot of failed attempts with veganism because of cheese.
Yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't. I have had a lot of vegans on the show, and I've made a lot of vegan recipes with them in mind. But I personally, as someone who loves so many different kinds of cuisine, couldn't stridently, actively make a choice to exclude whole food groups.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I can be sensible when I make my own personal eating choices in between filming, but when it comes to what I enjoy to eat, I'm not gonna stop myself for no reason.
I mean, cheese is pretty much
personal.
my favorite food.
Yeah, right, exactly. So you've been a vegetarian a long time.
Yeah, since I was 9.
Okay. Wow, that's early. What made you like as a
never
kid?
liked meat. I never ever liked meat except bacon. And like burgers from McDonald's, which I would never eat now. I know, like my mom likes to tell the story. I'm talking about my mom a lot. Oh.
No, that's good.
That's cute.
That's really good.
But no, she likes to say that I was like so picky, and she would, you know, some kids you'd be like, you can't have your dessert unless you eat your vegetables.
Right.
Like I would eat my peas first, and she would be like, you cannot have your dessert unless you eat your chicken. And it would be like pulling teeth. I'd be sitting there for hours. I wouldn't want to eat it. I didn't like the texture.
Interesting.
It smells weird. I don't know. I don't like it.
Interesting.
I've never liked it.
Chicken specifically?
Well, chicken is like the first thing that I think of. But no, I didn't like steak. I didn't like seafood.
Whoa.
It was like a really easy decision for me to make. Like I pretty much was born a vegetarian.
I have a little cousin like that. She did, when she was a baby, she didn't eat meat. She eats meat a little bit more now. But when she was a baby, like my aunt even tried to make bolognese sauce to like sneak it in. She picked it all out. It's kind of hilarious because I think some people just like their palate.
Yeah.
It develops at its own rate. I mean, scientifically, people can probably call me out on that. I'm not a doctor. Please don't harass
You're gonna
me.
get like all these
But I feel
angry
like
tweets.
people are different kinds of are all different kinds of eaters. There's texture eaters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And I'm like, I will literally try anything as long as it's vegetarian. And I would maybe venture to say that, you know, it's been 20 years, like, not since I became a vegetarian, like, because I'm not 29, but.
She's a baby.
But I would say, like, my palate has changed. Maybe if I ate meat now, I would like it, but I don't personally have a desire to.
If you want to make this a vegan recipe, all you have to do is get like a hazelnut cheese, like a smoked hazelnut cheese, to sub out for the Gouda, and then get some vegan sour cream. And then you could maybe just do a little bit more olive oil instead of the butter in the topping recipe. And there you go, you vegans at home.
I mean, vegan pastries can be extremely decadent.
Oh, yeah, there's a vegan cronut at Blossom du Jour that almost nails it. It almost nails it. I really think it's really delicious. They have raspberry filled ones too. And I'm not a vegan, but I will eat that because you don't have to wait in line for their cronuts. So our apples that we just mandolined and beautifully, thank you for the help with the peeling. We're going to pour in a bowl here. And Miss Cara, will you do the honors? And I'm gonna this out. So I'm adding the sour cream first.
I could literally just eat this if you just put sugar in it.
We will.
No, I mean like I could eat that as a meal.
I could too. It's like the same thing as like eating cookie dough kind of deal.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So.
Can I lick the sour cream bowl? So gross.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our butter while she's doing that, and I'm gonna put it in a bowl that's a little bit bigger, so I have some room. I would normally use a smaller whisk, but we've already used it before. So we're gonna put our sugar in here. That is sugar. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna add the nuts to this.
Cool.
Keep going. All right. And yeah, so we're gonna whisk the sugar and the butter together. And you're gonna whisk, make sure you incorporate that.
Okay.
Make sure it's all evenly coated. Make sure that everything is covered. And then you put the smoked Gouda in there. Here, you might want to scrape that out. Yeah, yeah.
Can do.
Yeah. There's here's the. You can use the same spoon from the sour cream. It's all going in the same place.
Since I didn't lick it.
You didn't lick it, so now we can reuse it. Yeah. And so now we're making like a sandy mixture with our butter and sugar that I'm gonna throw in there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this cheese smells so good.
Right. It's because it's the smoked Gouda. That's gonna give it. And if you're not a vegetarian and you want to beef up this dish quite literally, instead of, or in addition to the smoked Gouda, if you're feeling really sassy, you can put everyone's favorite food, and by everyone I mean me, bacon.
Or
I talk about bacon a lot on this show.
Vegetarian bacon?
No, not
bacon.
No, we're not gonna put fake in because I just feel like it. We've got the smoked Gouda is gonna do the job of adding the smokiness and complexity to it, which is why we used smoked Gouda originally. So now we're gonna incorporate this mix. So
Cool.
I'm not I have yet to find a fake-in that I felt was suitable for this recipe. So the smoked Gouda is where it stops. No, it doesn't, and it just gets really greasy and it's too much.
I don't
the
really
dough
like...
The dough can't take it because it's already a greasy bread. So now we're gonna do a few tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of cinnamon.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is such a good recipe for fall.
Right. It's like I want to make call Starbucks and make a latte out of this.
A Gouda latte.
Well,
a Gouda bacon latte.
Apple Gouda bacon latte.
On the
You're
next
welcome.
episode of In the Kitchen with Caitlin,
You're welcome.
we'll be making bacon Gouda lattes.
There's no bacon in this one though. There's no bacon.
Yeah.
So here, let me help you out here. So we're gonna.
bad job.
You're doing a great job. I'm just gonna help you out a little bit because you gotta get from the bottom and turn it. That's the best way to stir something this chunky. But you did a great job. Everything's really coated. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we have this beauteous topping. Oh God, I'm so excited right now. You can. There's no egg. So now you just spoon these bad boys right on top of your focaccia and pat it down.
This is gonna be so good.
I'm very excited.
Me too. I've been excited since I got here. I was like, when are we eating stuff? Can I eat the cheese that you don't shred? Can I eat the leftover apple bits?
You can eat it all. It's all edible. Everything in the kitchen with Caitlin. Everything in the kitchen with Caitlin.
In the kitchen with
everything
Caitlin.
On in the kitchen and in the kitchen with Caitlin. Edible. Once you've put all of this goodness on, it heads in the oven at about 475.
Wow.
And
that is a high temperature.
It's a high temperature because it's focaccia and that's just, and the apples and stuff. And then it cooks up pretty quickly. So ovens vary, but I would say like 20 to 30 minutes, but we're gonna eyeball this one. While we're waiting for our focaccia to cool, we're gonna make some cocktails. It smells good though, right?
It really smells good.
So we're making a bourbon apple cocktail with some egg whites for the frothiness and a simple syrup that is made with cinnamon and ginger. Really easy. Put it all in a shaker. Shake it dry first for 30 seconds. That's going to make your eggs frothy and not egg-like. Make sure you use pasteurized eggs so we don't catch the salmonella. And I had already mixed all that together. You can get, again, the ingredients, specific measurements at the end of the episode or on our website. And then you shake it up with ice so it's nice and cold. We already have one ready to go.
It's pretty hot.
And the final product.
Everything smells so good. I wish I could bottle up this smell and send it to Yankee Candle.
We're always talking about perfumes we would like to make on this show of some of the food smells we get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were some? Basil, bacon, garlic, tomato sauce.
Now we have our apple cinnamon.
And now our apple cinnamon. Okay. All right. Can actually get the rest of the froth there.
That's important.
The froth, that extra little dollop of froth is very important. So, and now we have a little, we saved one of our mandolin apple wheels and cut a little triangle out and sprinkled it with some cinnamon for a nice little garnish.
Perfect.
All right. And this will go perfect as a nice cool chaser to our apple focaccia. So now time for everyone's favorite part.
My favorite part.
The eating. So cheers.
To you for having me.
Oh, and to you for being here.
Love apple cider.
All right. Bon appetit. I like to cheers the food too.
I'm down with that. Oh, so good. You can taste the butter. Or maybe it's the oil. I don't know. It's good.
Oh, wow.
You have to make this. And then you have to like try really hard not to eat it all in one sitting.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for tuning in again. Thank you, Cara, for being here. Check out Cara's blog, The Stylephile, Phile, as in a lover of things.
Like the spread.
The Stylephile on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, and she's got a Facebook page. Make sure to like her. And make sure to check out our website and our Facebook page to watch this episode again and again and again. And also to find the recipe and cool details and updates all about In the Kitchen. So, I think that's everything.
I'm just going to stay over here with the bread.
Yeah. Enjoy the cocktail, bottoms up, have a good dessert, and come back next time. And don't forget your